November 21st, 2025, 10:15 a.m., a HAL Tejas takes off at Al Maktoum International Airport in Dubai, performing what should be but a routine closing day demonstration at the Dubai Airshow. The sun is out, the crowd is buzzing, and the jet's sleek silhouette cuts across the blue sky. Everything seems normal, until it isn't. Within moments, the aircraft executes a low-level aerobatic maneuver, and something goes catastrophically wrong. Control is lost. The jet dives, impact, fireball. The world watches in stunned silence as emergency crews rush to the scene. The Indian Air Force immediately confirms that the pilot did not survive. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited calls it an isolated occurrence. Engines? Pilot error? Systems fault? The short answer, we don't yet know. The facts we do have, however, are both disturbing and instructive. The pilot at the controls is Wing Commander Namansh Syal, a decorated officer, instructor, husband, and father. A human life at the center of every technical debate. Tributes pour in, military honors are announced, and the grief is immediate and raw. A village mourns, colleagues salute, and the global aviation community takes note. This isn't just a headline, it's a life lost in service of testing the limits of man and machine. Early footage shows the Tejas entering a steep negative G maneuver, dipping lower than intended. Observers immediately speculated, was it an engine stall? Did the aircraft lose power mid-flight? Some eyewitnesses mentioned seeing smoke or odd behavior before impact. Social media exploded with theories. Oil leak visible days prior, pilot miscalculation, or a mechanical fault. But official sources urge caution. Routine maintenance procedures are being misinterpreted as warning signs. Multiple hypotheses exist, none yet confirmed. Let's translate the jargon. An engine stall isn't a Hollywood explosion. Think of it like your car losing throttle while climbing a steep hill, except a jet at 500 feet above ground has seconds, not minutes, to recover. A negative G maneuver is like flipping a roller coaster upside down. Pilots train for it, but it bleeds altitude fast. Misjudge the maneuver, and your safety margin evaporates. Suddenly, what should be controlled aerobatics becomes a race against gravity. The Tejas itself is India's indigenous light combat aircraft, a single-engine multi-role fighter designed by HAL. It uses a General Electric F404 engine, renowned but not invincible. Its airframe relies heavily on composites, giving it strength, stealth, and agility. But single-engine jets have an Achilles heel. Lose thrust, and the pilot is left to glide or eject. At low altitude, there is no room for mistakes. Within hours, analysts and aviation outlets dissected footage, telemetry, and early reports. One theory, the engine suffered a sudden power loss during the high-energy maneuver. Another, the pilot misjudged the pullout during a negative G sequence, running out of altitude to recover. Both scenarios are plausible. Both are ugly. The Tejas has a long track record of successful flights, but even proven machines can fail when limits are pushed too far. Eyewitness footage can mislead. Angles distort altitude. Compression hides surges. Social media amplifies conjecture into fact. Only data from the aircraft's sensors, RPM, turbine temperature, fuel flow, and control surfaces will provide the definitive timeline. The black box and flight data recorder hold the truth. Did the engine flame out? Did the control surfaces jam? Was fuel delivery inconsistent? These questions will define the investigation. Single-engine failure is particularly unforgiving. Fighter jets rely on thrust not only for speed, but for maintaining lift at low altitudes. When that thrust disappears mid-maneuver, physics takes over instantly. Pilots train extensively for such scenarios, including ejection procedures and emergency power recovery. But at 300 to 500 feet, there's almost no margin. Think of it like flying a kite at 50 meters versus 5 meters. At the lower altitude, there's nothing left to correct, only consequences. The political and industrial ramifications are immediate. The Tejas program carries decades of investment, both in technology and national pride. Export ambitions and defense contracts are suddenly under scrutiny. HAL promises full cooperation with the Indian Air Force Court of Inquiry. General Electric pledges technical assistance. Multinational investigation teams converge. This is now as much a diplomatic and industrial event as it is an aviation accident. Investigators will track every lead. Black boxes, radar logs, maintenance histories, pilot flight records, and eyewitness footage will be analyzed. Modern aircraft telemetry allows engineers to reconstruct every second of flight. Rotor speeds, exhaust temperatures, fuel pressures, servo positions, electrical activity. If the engine failed, these numbers will reveal exactly when and why. If controls jammed, data will confirm. Nothing escapes the digital memory of a modern fighter jet. Initial technical theories focus on two scenarios. Either the engine stalled during a high-energy, low-altitude maneuver, or human error during a negative G pullout left insufficient altitude to recover. Both are plausible, both tragic. Aviation analysts note minor maintenance quirks in older demo flights, but modern aircraft tolerate risk during aerobatics. This is inherent to demonstration flying. One miscalculation, one sudden mechanical glitch, and the results are fatal. Eyewitnesses captured the horror, but the truth comes from forensics. High-speed cameras can't show turbine temperatures or sudden fuel pressure drops. Social media spreads rumors, but only technical analysis tells the full story. Compressor blades, engine bearings, fuel pumps, flight control servos. Every component leaves a data trail. If one fails, investigators trace the chain reaction. Procedural factors are also under review. Altitude, maneuver limits, and pilot decisions. Airshow safety rules exist for a reason. Whether mechanical or procedural, lessons will be learned. Wing Commander Syal's death reminds us that skill, experience, and luck matter as much as technology. Reports from GE, maintenance logs, and the black box will shape the final understanding. The Tejas program has long been a balancing act. Technological innovation, political expectations, export ambitions, and operational readiness. A crash at an international air show intensifies every pressure point. Public perception often shapes policy faster than engineering can respond. HAL's description of the event as isolated is a careful step, but export credibility and international trust hang in the balance. Social media adds complexity. Viral claims about oil leaks, improper ejections, or misjudged maneuvers spread faster than investigators can confirm. Videos showing parachute deployment or canopy separation must be interpreted carefully. Ejection does not guarantee survival. The IAF confirms the pilot did not survive, underscoring the tragic human costs beyond the dramatic footage. The technical facts known so far: Tejas is a lightweight single-engine fighter with a General Electric F404 engine. It carries a composite airframe, fly-by-wire controls, and advanced avionics. The aftermath: emergency crews responded quickly, but impact was unavoidable. Firefighters contained the blaze. Investigators secured the wreckage. The black boxes and telemetry systems were recovered. HAL, the IAF, and GE coordinate analysis. The investigation now spans multiple continents and involves multinational technical expertise. For the Tejas program, lessons will be immediate. Tejas Mk1, upgrades, improved maintenance protocols, and the Mk2 variant with the F414 engine are already in development. The crash accelerates scrutiny on engine reliability, operational procedures, and pilot training for aerobatics. Safety protocols for air shows may also be revised, affecting international display schedules. Human factors will be critical in the final report. The pilot's experience, reaction time, and decision-making are all data points. Wing Commander Syal was an experienced instructor, which may indicate that even seasoned pilots cannot always counter mechanical failures under extreme conditions. Aviation history is filled with similar tragedies. The F-22, F-16, MiG-21, every high-performance fighter has its accidents. In-flight data recorder outputs. The tragic reality remains: a pilot's life is lost. Technology, politics, and PR cannot erase that fact. Aviation enthusiasts, defense contractors, and the general public await answers, but the human story anchors the investigation. Every technical chart, every engineering graph, every policy memo must be interpreted with respect for the life at the center.